Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rosie, this is my husband Jeremy.
Hello.
And we recently spent 3 months in Malaysia, so we thought we would sit down and tell you all about where we went and things to definitely do, things maybe to avoid, kind of our favourite things we did in each place. But yeah, we spent 3 months in Malaysia and I just thought I'd quickly run down what we did. So we did 10 days in Kuala Lumpur, a week in Malacca, a couple of days back in Kuala Lumpur again. Then I did a week in Highlands, a week in Georgetown, a month in Langkawi, and then we went back to Georgetown. We went to Ipoh.
Georgetown?
Back to Georgetown for 10 days, then went to Ipoh for a couple of days, then went back to Malacca for
9 days.
Yeah, 9-10 days, and then a couple of days in Kuala Lumpur. So it was a little bit here, there and everywhere. Initially we were thinking about going to Borneo Island because half of that is Indonesia and half of that is Malaysia. But actually after thinking about it, we just thought, you know what, we'll stay to the mainland. And we thought also about going east, but then once we'd already made it north, we were like, we actually really enjoyed where we'd already been, so let's just go back to those places again. So if we start from the start, we did 10 days in Kuala Lumpur, and Jeremy very kindly gave me COVID, so I was pretty much...
That's never been proven.
You were ill and then I was ill.
Yeah, but...
I don't know who gave it to you, but I was basically so we'd been in India for 6 weeks, and we just wanted to like chill out and like sit still. So like the first couple of days we were like relaxing and not doing anything, and then I got ill. So for like 10 days I was basically in bed the whole time. Like I was sweating, I was just... I mean, you all probably know what COVID is now, but I was just not well. And we did do a couple of things, like we walked to the towers one day and I had to get a taxi back because I was nearly fainting, so I was just so exhausted. We did a couple of things, didn't we, but not really. We also went to the eco park thing to do that. We got there, paid, and I realised there's like 30 steps before you can even start, and I was just like, I can't do that many steps. And like I'd gotten there and already was like so ill. So I should have just stayed in bed the whole time. Pretty much did, but we tried to do things that just didn't work out. So basically the first 10 days was a bit of a waste. But the place that we stayed was really, really good. It's an apartment near the food street, Jalan Alor I think it was called. So it's near there, but it's got a rooftop swimming pool, and it's just a good sized room. It's got kind of a fridge and sort of kitchen area, but not really. You can't cook or anything. But it's got a good bed, nice views, and it was pretty central, so we liked it there. Yeah. So we then went to Malacca for a week, and this was where I feel like our Malaysia trip actually started, because we could actually go outside. And I really, really enjoyed Malacca. It's got a river running all the way through it, so you can do boat cruises, which is lovely. There's just lots of cute little cafes and like restaurants, and there's a market on at the weekends that we enjoyed going to. A little bit expensive for food, but great for desserts. I particularly enjoyed the deep fried ice cream, and you like the chocolate waffles. What else did we do in Malacca?
Just walk around town, really. It's not a place with much to see, much to do, but it's just a nice little town to chill.
Yeah. What was interesting actually, so we're going to talk about each place just once rather than like also the second time we came back to places, because that'd just be too much. So when we were in Malacca the second time, we did end up doing more work because we'd already been there and kind of done like the walking around town and the touristy things like the river cruise. We decided to get a little bit of work done, so we went to a couple of cafes. There were some really nice ones, but we ended up going mostly to Starbucks just because it was kind of, well, one of them we went to was a little bit loud, one of them was a little bit expensive, one of them's a bit hot, there's this, there's that, whereas Starbucks is always kind of a guaranteed, like it's going to probably be quiet, you know what drinks you're going to be getting, it's just kind of easy. A little bit more expensive, but just easy. And also second time we went back to Malacca, we also saw the shopping centres. I don't know why we didn't see them the first time round, but it's actually huge shopping malls with like H&M, but also like just loads and loads and loads of shops, isn't there? They're huge. Yeah. And actually the second time I ended up buying a laptop there, which was really convenient because mine is really slow, and it's actually the cheapest country in the world to buy Mac products. Yeah. So I'm going to do a whole video talking about it, but rather than it being like $3,000, it was like $2,000, something like that. Yeah, enjoyed Malacca, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
What would you say were your top 3?
Just walking around town, like just doing a walk, I think, around the river, going up one side and down the other side, and just exploring the small streets. Yeah. Like there's not many things to see, like there is like an old church at the top of a hill. Get a good view, but it's kind of abandoned, so it's not like a very stunning church.
It's like an old dilapidated building, basically.
But the walk to go up there is nice. Yeah, the famous thing to do is go to this mosque on the water, which...
We couldn't get in because we weren't wearing the right clothing.
Yeah.
It was nice from the outside, but...
Yeah, it's very out of the way, so I don't know if it's worth going just to take a stab of a mosque, but...
I think if you got a taxi there, fine, but we walked and it was like an hour and a half, I don't know, an hour
we
walk
didn't
or
know,
something.
so yeah. I mean, it's not a place where there's like plenty of things to see on the map. Really, it's just like there's some temples in town and a nice walk along the river and stuff like that. It's more like a chill place, I got.
We enjoyed the satay there, though.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised that wasn't the first thing you
Yeah.
said. So we went to a couple of different places to try satay. One of them was famous, and you turn up and you can pay, I don't remember how much, but they give you like a fresh bowl of sauce, or you can use the person who was there before you. So we paid for our fresh thing of sauce, and you go, there's like a whole, like loads of different fridges, and you can like basically pick your own and dunk them in the satay, and it like cooks for you, and then you just pay for however many you have at the end.
The other one was better.
And then there was another one that was better, that was, they just had chicken, beef and gizzards. Is it? I think it's gizzards. Innards basically. So we had chicken.
But the satay was incredible there.
Yeah,
the
sauce was really nice.
The best one that we had.
Yeah.
So good.
So we enjoyed the food there. We also went to somewhere called the Baboon House where we had burgers. A couple of good spots. There was one spot that was on Google Maps that like had a queue outside, and we went to, and it was not that great.
No.
The chicken rice ball
Yeah,
thing.
famous. No,
Yeah.
chicken rice ball.
Chicken
it's called,
rice ball, yeah.
which we expected some bowl of rice with chicken inside or whatever, but it's just boiled chicken
Yeah.
and bowls of white rice. So the whole thing is like a white plate, very bland. It doesn't look appetizing, and
you get a spicy sauce to dip
it is
it
what
in.
it is. Like it's just white rice
Yeah.
and boiled chicken. That doesn't taste anything special.
Would not recommend that, but
No.
the market was also quite fun. We used to go to that. It's on Friday, Saturday and Sunday evenings from around 6 p.m, something like that, until about 11, I would say.
The market is fun. It's just extortion. Like they charge you a ridiculous amount for just a skewer of chicken.
Yeah, for like the satay and things, you
Like,
get
when
way
you
more for your money at
pay
the other places.
In a restaurant, it'd be much cheaper. So just go there for dessert or for a look around, but don't buy food there. It's
Yeah.
extortion. I guess the thing to do in Malacca that we haven't done, because it's just very annoying, is they have those decorated tuk-tuk blasting music very, very loud. And they're decorated with like Pikachu, Batman, Spider-Man,
My Little
Frozen, Baby Shark,
Mario.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they just blast music like insane and drive around town, and basically like, they are full of lights and everything, so
Yeah.
it's visually fun, but very loud.
Yeah, we did not do that.
No.
I did not fancy having music blaring in my face.
No, yeah.
So I think top 3 things would be the satay places. Everything we talk about, by the way, is going to be linked down below, so you can go and find
It's just
it.
going to be about food.
Probably. Satay places. I'd also
The burger was
recommend, yeah, the burger was good. I think the markets, and I think just like you said, the lake, the river walk, walking kind of up the river and then walking back down the other side was nice. There was some
Yeah,
like
if
vintage
you
shops
do
that we
like a
went to.
walk along the river and then you go up the hill to go to this church and you go back down the other side and there's like another old abandoned building, and then you walk back about like the shopping center and stuff like that, and then you go like around the town, around the market. There's a few old temples and stuff. Like it's quick. Like you can do the walk in a few hours. It'd be a nice one, but it's just not very long. Like we stayed a week because we off slow, but I think you can do Malacca in like 2 days, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
very,
not,
very quick.
it's not a place where you have a lot to see. Like you can just stay 1 or 2 nights, try to be there Friday, Saturday or Sunday, so at least you can experience the market on the evening.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know, arrive on Thursday night, visit on a Friday, have the market, and you can leave on Saturday. See, like you won't miss anything there.
Yeah.
Like it's very small and stuff like that.
I did like it though. I mean,
But yeah.
we spent a week there and then we went back again for another week because we enjoyed it. Although the second week we did spend more time working, like I said, in Starbucks and things.
It's just very local also. Like
Yeah.
there's not a lot of touristic restaurant. Like just eating in the food court with locals, but very cheap. Like it was nice for that.
Yeah.
That's what we like.
Okay, so then we went up to Kuala Lumpur for a couple of days, and we also came back to Kuala Lumpur at the end, but I'm going to bunch all this together and talk about what we did in KL because otherwise it's just a bit confusing. So in KL, we did the Batu caves, which we really enjoyed. We did get there quite early. I would say definitely get there before, like try and get there by 8 and be done by 10, because by 9 and 10 it was getting busy. And also if you go to the Batu caves, make sure you go to the caves next door, because there's like 2 other ones that you have to pay to get in, but they were probably, I think I preferred them to the Batu caves, the main one. It was really interesting, wasn't it? It was fun.
Yeah, it was good. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
The Batu cave is free. The cave by itself was not the most impressive. It's just like the staircase with all the colors and everything, and the massive statue in the front. Like, it's gigantic.
Yeah.
It's probably prettier from outside than inside. The inside of the cave was not as good as the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you look at the caves, on the left, there are 2 or 3 more caves. Batu cave is free, but the other one was very, very cheap. It was like a couple of euro.
Yeah, euro to each, something like that.
And it was art gallery, basically.
Yeah, really different to anything we'd seen before. So really enjoyed that. We also went to the towers, the Twin Towers. That's actually quite impressive because there's a huge shopping mall in the middle, like inside, with all the luxury shops, all the high street shops, like it's just huge. But actually from the outside, especially at night time, it just looks 3D. I know it is 3D. How do you explain it? It just looks fake because the lighting is so incredible that the building like pops out at you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but the lighting is very different from... It's not just like a building that's being lit like
the Eiffel Tower or
most
something is just
places
lit up,
or whatever.
yeah.
Because the tower is like plenty of circles and somehow the lights are positioned in a way where it looks very like crisp and sharp, like it really pops. It's very interesting, yeah. Well, the park also that's next to the tower is quite cool. The KLCC Park, I think it's called.
Yeah.
They have like some water features with like some whales and dolphins. Yeah. The greenery is quite nice. We also did the eco forest park stuff.
Yeah, we went
with the bridges.
We went back to it when I didn't have COVID and I was able to get up the steps and do it. Enjoyed that. I actually really enjoyed it.
It's like a canopy
walk,
right?
yeah.
It's basically like a jungle in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the city, and you have like some canopy bridge. I'm gonna call it.
Yeah, like canopy bridges through the forest, and it was really good. It was quite expensive. I think it was like €8 each, something like that, which was quite expensive for what it was.
Especially twice.
Yeah, especially twice. But we walked around the canopy walk first, and then we went down and walked through the forest, like on the ground level. I got absolutely annihilated. I think we counted like 40 bites or something. You can go and watch the vlog if you want to see that. But I got absolutely covered. So then we walked back up through the canopy walk because I wanted to be away from the mosquitoes.
Yeah, take mosquito repellent.
Take mosquito repellent. And you definitely do need some level of fitness to be able to get up the steps to begin with. Like it's not kind of wheelchair friendly or anything like that. But yeah, enjoyed that.
Yeah, same.
We went to a couple of shopping centres because you had to get your watch fixed.
Yeah. It's a good place to go shopping in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, good place to go shopping.
Massive malls everywhere. We did the walk also on the... When you look at the map, towards the left side, towards like the river, towards the train station, there is a big square with a massive flag. It's like the biggest flag in Indonesia, in Malaysia.
Yeah.
There is a big palace that looks nice from outside. There is a Chinese market nearby. There is Central Market also nearby. That was quite cool. Very artsy.
Yeah.
There was a mosque like in the middle of the river that we didn't get in, but the outside was quite cool. Yeah, like within like a few streets, there are a few like cool stuff, street art as well.
Yeah.
In one street, I think it was. Yeah, that was quite cool as well.
In terms of food, we were staying, like I said, just next to Jalan Alor, so we went there a couple of times we got noodles once. We also went a couple of times to get sesame honey chicken, which was delicious. We tried the Ramly burgers, did not enjoy, not a fan.
It's a frozen burger, dude.
Yeah, it was not great. What else do we have food-wise? Anything else exciting?
I just love the warung, like the local...
Oh yeah.
At the bottom of our building, we had this place which is like very traditional in Malaysia, and that's what the local eat. It's like a buffet basically, and you pay for what you take. So you just get your plate. There's a massive thing of white rice. You take a spoon or two of rice, and then you have, depending on the size of the warung, like between 5 and 20 plates with vegetables, curries, chicken,
fish,
tempeh, fish, grilled fish, like
eggs.
Yeah, like a lot of things, and you just take what you want and they look at your plate and they charge you a random amount that goes through the mind basically.
It never made sense to us.
Like the reason I'm saying that is because literally like you go 2 days in a row, you take the same thing, and one guy is gonna charge you like, in average we pay about €2 or €3, but once in a while we pay 5, no idea why.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same thing in my plate. Okay, alright.
Depends who the server is.
Yeah, but I do like that because I could stuff my face for very cheap and take like I like to be able to take a bit of that, a bit of that, a bit of that, a bit of that. Like it's not your favorite food, but that was good for that. I went to a sushi place as well. We find a
Oh yeah.
How do you call this one? A sushi train.
Yeah.
Usually it's like a steamboat stuff, not steamboat, but boat.
Yeah, it's usually a boat.
But here we had the food was delivered by a kind of like train that was popping on the rail next to you. It was coming, you take it, and it was leaving. It was quite fun.
That was fun.
But that was good as well. Like we usually spend about 80 or €100 or dollars in sushi for both of us, where here it costs like 20. So worth it.
We
Worth it for
enjoyed
us.
it. Yeah, we had a good amount of food and it was a lot cheaper than usual. So that was
Also
good.
the fries, also for me. Like some
Oh,
basically
yeah.
Dutch fries. You can get like a cone of fries, and you can put like as much sauce as you want on it. I loved that in Amsterdam, and they had that. I was very happy about it.
So gross. You had like cheesy sauce. So we did enjoy KL. I think top 3 would be the Batu caves and the other 2 caves that we saw all in one day. Definitely worth doing. I would say
The
probably
towers.
yeah, the towers, and then the eco walk. I think.
The
Oh,
tower-
we did the bus tour. How did you forget?
Oh my!
That was Jeremy's
I want to
favourite.
forget about it.
We did one of the bus tours. It's actually got a lot of views on my YouTube, so you can go and watch it. But Jeremy did not enjoy it. I really enjoyed that.
Waste of one day.
No.
It was terrible. Don't do it. The towers are freaking cool, honestly. Go there for like an hour before sunset,
Yeah.
so you can see them during daytime. You have a walk around the park, and then you wait for sunset. And on the side of the park, also, there's like a big fountain that was like nice water show stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see them during the day, but especially at night.
So next up we went to Cameron Highlands, and we went there for only a couple of nights, right? Like
A
4.
week.
Was it a week?
Yeah.
Oh my god. We went there and it just reminded me of England. And it's funny because before that I was like, oh my god, just give me cold weather for like 2 days. I've just had a lot of hot this like whole year in Asia. And then we got there and I was like, okay, no, I don't want it. I want the hot back. I don't like it. It's basically a town in the hillside where they grow strawberries, they grow tea. It's cold and rainy. There's a couple of waterfalls, and it's quite touristy. There's places doing like afternoon tea. You can get scones and strawberry jam and things like that. So it kind of reminded me of England a little bit in terms of the weather and the food and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We did not love it there, just because like I remember the first day we
It
arrived.
rained a lot.
It rained a lot, and we went for a walk to see like a waterfall, and it was slidey, and I think I slipped, and it was just like we're just like walking in the rain, looking at a waterfall. What did we even do that? Oh, we walked down to so we were staying like in Cameron Highlands, and if you walk down this big long road, you can get to the tea plantations. So we did that
Cameron
one
Valley.
day. Yeah, Cameron Valley tea plantations. Did that one day, and actually walked in the plantations. Don't get food there; it was awful. Jeremy flew his drone, and we walked all the way back up again. So that was fun.
We did a good hike.
Oh, we
I
did a pretty good
really
hike.
enjoyed it. It's a good hiking place. We only
Yeah.
did one because
Me
of this
can't
one.
hike.
But I enjoyed it. It was really good viewpoint. It was a very hard to hike.
I nearly died, like I always do in a hike.
She gave up for a bit and then she came back.
That's actually a fun vlog, that one, because Jeremy thought I was staying where I was sat, and then I ended up being this woman
Well,
walked
that's nice.
past and was like, "You can do it," and I was like, "Go on then." So I met Jeremy at the top, and
My
he was
vlogging
like,
debut.
"Yeah, Jeremy vlogged for me. That's true."
No, yeah, it's not a place to stay a week, honestly.
No.
Stay, I would say, like 2 days, probably enough. Walk around the town, get some tea, get some strawberries, have a hike, and that's about it.
Yeah.
The weather wasn't great. There's one thing that I wanted to do there. It's very close to a big national park where you can see the biggest flower in the world, the Rafflesia, I think it's called. It's like a Pokemon. But it wasn't a good time. The good time is actually like from September to November, I think, where they really blossom and you can probably see one. So that was the main thing that I wanted to do there, but wrong timing. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would. Yeah, it's no need to spend a week there.
Top 3, eating strawberries.
Oh, the satay that we had there, we went back like I think
The satay
out of a
was
week we
good.
went 4 nights
Yeah.
to this couple just cooking chicken on the side of the road on the little barbecue and
Yeah.
saying it was a good one, really good here.
I enjoyed walking down to the tea plantation.
Yeah, it's beautiful view. The whole like tea plantations like with like on the hillside. It's quite cool.
I think a lot of people drive down from the town or, getting like a tour bus, but actually walking down was actually quite nice, and
Yeah.
walking back again, it was obviously a bit warm, but
Oh
it was
yeah.
nice.
And hiking, I mean, if you love hiking, there's a lot of trails there.
Yeah.
We only did one, but you can do a few loops actually around the whole plantations and stuff, and you get really good view from up there. So I would. It's a good hiking place. It's just we can't do it.
Next up we went to Georgetown, and Georgetown we went to twice. We went first for a week, then we went to Langkawi for a month, we'll talk about that next, and then we came back to Georgetown again for another week.
10 days.
10 days, because we loved it. So we actually spent, like 17 days, something like that there.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it there. It's definitely somewhere I could see myself living and moving to, because it was, so the first week we stayed in an apartment a little bit further away from town. It was kind of a half an hour walk into town. It was actually fine because there was a huge food court right next door that we went to most nights. There was also a burger place that you went to that was like, his burger was covered in cheese, like melted cheese. It was gross. But there was a food market next door that was huge. So we had loads of different choice of food, which was really good. But then the second time we went back, we went and stayed on the jetties. So there's 6 different jetties where the Chinese immigrants moved to Malaysia, and they basically built their own housing on jetties next to Georgetown. And you can go and walk around them. And the first time we went there, we were like, oh, I think it'd be so cool to stay here if you can. And then, so next time we went back, we looked on Airbnb and found a house that we stayed on. So it didn't have Wi-Fi. It was also very, very dark. But if you don't mind those 2 factors, I would recommend staying there. I think it was fun to have something like a different experience.
Yeah. Especially also because usually we look for accommodation, our price range is like 20 or 25, and I just couldn't find anything that I like in the center, which is why the first time we stayed a little bit outside. But within this price range, I couldn't find an accommodation that checked all the boxes that we wanted. I was like, well, if you're going to be disappointed by the accommodation anyway, might as well just take one that we actually know there's no Wi-Fi, and it's a little bit different, and it's an experience, and actually it was fine. It was really nice. I really enjoyed it there.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep well personally. You did?
You could hear the water underneath you, so I really enjoyed it.
Ultimately, we didn't spend too much time inside the house, but I don't know, it was a cool vibe, staying the little patio, walking on the terrace, looking at the river and the sea.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah, I enjoyed it there. I would highly recommend it.
So the first time we went to Georgetown, we did more touristy things, a bit like in Malacca. So we did Penang Hill, which we got a cable car up to the top. I had a walk around there and then ended up walking all the way down, which was a long way down to walk, but my toes were killing me. So we did that one day, would recommend. I actually really enjoyed that. The other thing we did was we went to Georgetown National Park, or Penang National Park. We got dropped off and you walk through the kind of forest and you can get to somewhere called Monkey Beach, and if you keep on going you can get to a lighthouse. Or if you go a different way, you can go to
another beach.
Yeah, Sunset Beach or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. But there's also boats, so you can get a boat from the entrance to Monkey Beach and round to the other one, then back round to where you were or whatever. So there are boat services as well if you want to do that. But that was quite fun to walk around and to
It's pretty.
hike a little bit. I think it took like
an hour and a half.
An hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah. It's really pretty. It's not a difficult hike. It's mostly flat.
Yeah.
But it's really in the middle of the jungle, so it's very green, very lush, but also you walk by the ocean, so you get cool views, and then the beach we went to, Monkey Beach, was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice, I enjoyed it.
We hung out on the beach for a couple of hours, had some food, had a bit of a snooze, and then went back again. We actually took the boat back because I was like, I don't want to do that hike again. Another thing we did in Georgetown was the jetty. So like I said, there's 6 different jetties and you can actually go and visit them and walk around them. They do say to go from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. and then in the mornings and the evenings it's just for the locals, which was actually nice. When we stayed there, it meant that there was only the locals there in the mornings and the evenings, so you kind of feel like you're really living with like the local people.
There's a cool temple also in one of them.
Yeah, it's really cool. So at the end of one of them there was like a really huge temple. There's shops down some of them, like the one that we stayed down, Chu Jetty, is really quite touristy, where there's like ice creams and drinks and clothing and souvenirs and bags and all, all the touristy stuff. But the other ones were a lot nicer because they're way less touristy. It's just the houses. Yeah. And like I said, one of them had a temple on the end, so we enjoyed doing that as well.
Well, Georgetown is famous for the street art.
Yeah.
So you can walk around, there's plenty of street art on the walls everywhere. So just the center of Georgetown is like a UNESCO heritage stuff. So yeah, you can just walk around the town, there's plenty of nice, beautiful architecture, nice buildings, plenty of street art, very Instagrammable stuff. Georgetown is a food place. If you ask everyone in Malaysia where to go for food, they tell you to go in Georgetown. And yeah, like there are so many restaurants and cafes serving really good food.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can go there and probably eat in a different place every day for 1 year. Probably not be disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah, so our budget is obviously not super high, but while we were there, I hit 1 million views on YouTube, like just in general. So I was looking at going to like a posh restaurant, and there's so many nice places where you could spend, like for a 5-star, like 8-course taster Michelin star meal thing. It was like, I don't know, €100 each or something, which I think would easily be 300 or something in Europe. Didn't end up doing anything like that, but there's definitely loads of choice, loads of different food
Even
options.
the cheap places were good,
Yeah.
because there is a strong also Chinese culture there. there is more diversity, I think, in food. Seems to be a lot of people go there for that, and it's very diverse, the food. It was really good.
So the first time we were there, I vlogged all the different day trips we did, and then the second time we were there, I only did 4 videos. I did a house tour video of where we were staying, so you can go and watch that if you want to. I also did a video about where to work in Georgetown, where to eat in Georgetown, and where to go shopping in Georgetown, because the shops there were beautiful as well. So just a really cool place.
Yeah.
And I think...
Went to an open mic as well.
Oh, we did,
Twice.
didn't we? Yeah. I think the thing I liked most about Malaysia was that we didn't feel like we were being looked at all. Like, no one cares that we're foreigners. And I think a lot of the time when you're traveling, obviously you get looked at or this or that, but we just felt so comfortable there, didn't we? And like everybody speaks English as well, which just makes it super easy. It's actually something I should have said at the beginning, but the radio stations in the car, for example, is in English, so everybody speaks English, which means it's such an easy place to go to. Yeah, if you're new to traveling, if you're new to Asia in general, you can go there and everyone speaks English, and it's just super easy, and everyone's really nice and really friendly and really welcoming. So just an easy place to travel to.
I'd move to Malaysia.
Yeah, they do actually
that's how much I enjoyed it.
They do actually do a 1-year digital nomad visa, which we're thinking about maybe going back. We'll see.
Yeah, we enjoyed this place. Yeah.
So top 3 for Georgetown, what would yours be?
Food.
Yeah, of course.
Eat everywhere.
Have you got a top 1 in particular?
Oh, no, I can't pick one. I've got a few, so... Like the black pepper chicken from the Jetty food court was really good.
Yeah.
The salmon teriyaki with olive rice from the other big one was really good.
Yeah.
This burger, the burger place was delicious because it was like a real homemade beef patty with like Australian beef.
Yeah.
It tasted so good. And then they have one where they also put like a massive scoop of melted cheddar on top of the burger. It's like, oh, it was so good. Yeah, there's so many things over there for food. I went to like a small place where they are like crispy pork, roasted duck, and whatever for like nothing, and it was so good as well.
They have a lot of street food. We didn't try some of them. There's one, I don't remember what it was called, but it's like rice with noodles on top and things. We didn't, Sendol or something. We didn't try that.
We also went to a food night market twice.
Oh yeah, on a Monday night.
Yeah, which had fried mushrooms, for example. That was a good one. Yeah, the food is incredible. It's just like there's so much diversity. Like there's so many different things that you can eat that you will find something that you like. There's also the second longest table in Penang.
So there was a cafe, and every time you walk past it, there's a blackboard outside saying second longest table in Georgetown, I think.
In
even.
Penang.
Is it in Penang?
Yeah.
And it's just like, why are you bragging about the second? Like, I wouldn't even brag about the longest table, but the second long. I don't know where the longest table is, and it's not even that long, and it was just like.
It was just funny every time walking past there.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, the food was really good. Penang National Park, I would highly recommend going there. That's the only place I would have gone back potentially to the other walk. But yeah, I highly recommend going there. And then for the third one, I'm thrown because one of them is the one I said every time, just walk around town.
Yeah.
Because it's actually like nice streets with plenty of like random street arts everywhere that you can see. But also the Penang Hill is quite cool to see if it's not on a cloudy day like we did.
Yeah.
Because we ended up going on the top and we just saw cloud. We didn't see shit, which is a shame because I'm sure the view is amazing there if you look at, if you Google it.
Pictures look amazing.
But we didn't get to see all that. So yeah, but those are 4 things.
Okay, so I think my top 3 would be.
While she thinks, go also to the open mic on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at like Jetty 35, I think it's called, something like that. This girl hosting open mic, and you get some really cool musicians, singers from like 7 p.m. to 11, and it was quite cool. We went twice.
It's called Yvonne's Creative Space, I think it's called. Yeah, I think walking around town, because like I said, there's nice shops, but there's also really cool artwork, and you can take pictures, and it's just a really creative place, you can just tell. So I really enjoyed just walking around. The food, like you said, was really good. And I think the last one would be probably the park, the the Monkey Beach thing.
Yeah.
So then we spent a month in Langkawi. We were supposed to stay there for 10 days and ended up staying because we stayed with Mama Yeti and Papa Mas at Langkawi Country Lodge. I've done a video talking with her, asking her questions about happiness. You can go and watch that. I've also done a video talking about the place that we stayed in, the accommodation, and I've also done like day trip videos and things like that, talking about everything that we did. So yeah, we love it. We absolutely fell in love with it because it's a beach town, but it's not And it's quite touristy, but we were staying a little bit out of town, like not dead central to where all the tourists are. But also because it's Malaysia, there's no alcohol, so it could easily turn into a bit like a Thailand or a little bit like an Ibiza, where there's clubs and there's bars and there's that kind of thing. But it wasn't at all. It was very family vibes, very chill, very friendly, very calming, just beautiful beach, beautiful people, beautiful food, beautiful weather, and it was just like, it was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely loved it. That was one of my favorite places of all our travel, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a fairly small island where you get like really cool beaches, you get sort of national park / jungle where you can go for hikes, where you can go to see like incredible waterfalls. You can take like a cable car to go to the top and get panoramic view of the whole thing. It's mental. In the middle is kind of countryside vibes with rice fields and stuff like that. You go like the main city, Kuala,
yeah.
where you go like a mall, cinema. You got a water park we went to. A good very diverse considering it's quite small. Like you can go around the island probably a 2 hours drive. But you can literally, like, within the same day, we went to this really nice waterfall, jungle vibe, to a pristine beach with, like, blue, amazing
gorgeous
water. And then we went to another one, see the sunset, which was very different vibe, like, stunning. If you're, like, a nature lover, it's so good there because you can just do everything very easily.
Highly recommend staying where we stayed. I'll leave it linked below.
Best accommodation ever.
Yeah.
Not the best.
I'm just looking at my YouTube channel here to kind of just remind us of what we did. But I think the best things, there's probably more than 3 if I'm honest. I really, really, really enjoyed the sky cab. We went on the best day because it was just super clear. I think if you've gone a cloudy day, you might be disappointed like we were when we did the Penang Hill.
Yeah, we were very lucky for that.
So we went on a really gorgeous day and you had bright blue sky, bright blue waters, and you can see all the islands, and especially when you get to the top, there's like a viewing deck where you can see the mountains, and the mountains are like 550 million years old or something, and it was just absolutely stunning. Like really, really, like it was hot as shit, but really, really, really enjoyed it. So that was definitely one of my top. We also went and did a couple of day trips. So we did one that was a island hopping day trip. I really enjoyed that one, just kind of seeing different parts of the island.
I think there are 99 islands in the Langkawi archipelago, and I think it changes between 99 and 104 if it's high tide or low tide, some shit like that. But yeah, so there's plenty of little islands around to see.
But what was nice was doing the lake thing there. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, the pregnant maiden. So if you are driving past it on a boat, you can see almost like a woman's face, boobs, and then her like a pregnant tummy. So it's called the Pregnant Maiden, and then there's a lake in there. So it used to be a cave and it collapsed and now there's a lake. So that was really cool to go to. We hired a boat on there, and it was just a really nice day trip to kind of look around the different islands, go to beaches, go to this lake, go and see the eagle feeding thing. Like, it was just a nice, good day trip. Another day trip we did was mangrove tour. There's a video talking about that as well. We actually ended up going with 2 famous people from Malaysia, 2 actors. They've done like films and TV shows, and as we were walking around, people were like, oh my god, and like taking pictures with them, and we were just like, we have no idea who these people are.
Yeah, it was so funny. But yeah, it was so good. It's stunning as well. Like they have I think it's called like a geopark.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's like a UNESCO.
Yeah, it's like a protected area full of mangrove, and it's very beautiful. Amazing scenery, highly recommend doing a tour like that.
We also did the 7 Wells waterfall, which was lovely. However, we walked up beyond there and went to the Blue Lagoon and got bitten by leeches, which was one of the worst things that's happened to me in my life. Like, no exaggeration, I freak out and I absolutely hate it. I don't know what the advice is for that.
But the waterfall is amazing. Like the waterfall, and on top of the 7 wells, you get like kind of like natural water slide.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, that was fun. And good views as well.
And it's all free as well. Like all that is free, but like apart from the sky cab, everything is free, I think.
What else did we do?
I mean, Skull Beach was stunning. Tanjaroon Beach, on the northeast.
Yeah, for sunset.
For sunset, incredible view with like a nice little restaurant on the side that was quite good. Like take the fried calamari, that was nice. Then Mama Yati took us to also like a small island called Tuba Island, which is not touristy. I think only tourists there. She took us there to go to a nice restaurant with seafood, and very different vibe there, very local.
Yeah.
Full of water buffalo everywhere. We splash out, the water park, that was fun.
Yeah. We did a lot there.
It's a cool place. I loved it there.
I think my top 3 would be the Sky Cab for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the island hopping day was nice. I really enjoyed that. I do enjoy our day trips. It's usually tiring. It's usually a little bit expensive, but it's always. I think the day trips like that are always the things that are like a highlight for me. So I did think that was worth doing. And then probably, honestly, the waterfall. Even though I got bitten by leeches, like get rid of that bit. But like sliding down the slide and screaming and things, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I would say like the Sky Cab if you go on a sunny day is incredible. And then for the second one, it's like the day trip that we did. If you stay there, ask Mama to take you on a day trip. Otherwise, just hire the car for the day or motorbike, and basically you go around the island and you go to the waterfall, the 7 Whales, and then you go up the Skull Beach. You can stop on Black Sand Beach as well, Tanjaroon, and then come back by maybe Kwai to see the eagle and come back. Like you can do like a loop within a day.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're gonna see like stunning spots, and you can stay like an hour or 2 on each places because everything's quite nearby. So I would recommend doing that. And third,
I want to change my third. My third is just hanging out with Mama Yati because she was just like so inspirational and so fun to be with, and I just feel like I learned a lot when I was with her.
yeah, they're both very, very nice people.
Yeah.
Such a nice couple. They took us like children and basically and look after us and took us for food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the third one also, I don't know. I enjoy Splash Out.
Yeah, you did.
The water park. I love those kind of things personally.
That's the first time we've done that in 9 months. I mean, in ages actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
Since Portugal, probably in whatever year that was, 2017. Yeah.
I do like water parks though.
I enjoyed that. I just felt a little bit sick on some of them, and then I also got a cold for like a week because we were obviously on a water park, but on a cold and rainy day, so we were just wet all day and cold all day. So I got cold, but
yeah, Langkawi is freaking awesome. And also things are duty free there, so chocolate is cheap. There's plenty of chocolate.
It was good though as well because there was a restaurant or a warung called 5 Corner Restaurant or 5 Corner Warung Restaurant, I think. And again, it's like what Jeremy said, where you get your rice and you help yourself. So we went there every day basically.
For lunch.
Yeah, for lunch. Sometimes get an iced tea, and it was just so nice.
So much choice.
Like so much food.
That's so much choice. That's so good.
In terms of digital nomads, I will say they only really had 2 cafes that we found. Starbucks, and the day that we went there, the internet didn't work. So we went above that to...
Old Town Coffee House.
No, there's white in there, something. Old White Town Coffee.
Okay.
Something like that. Went there every day, which was good, but they play the same song over and over and over again on loop, so it drove us a little bit bananas.
You can walk at the country lodge. They have
yeah.
freaking good internet over there. And it's a nice outside space.
Okay, so the light we were using has just run out, so we're just using our 2 phones instead, so that's why the lighting has changed slightly. But yeah, generally, really enjoyed Langkawi. Would definitely recommend going there, especially if you're a nature lover. Like Jeremy said, you can go and do waterfalls, you can go and do hikes, you can go and do sky cab, you can go and do beaches, you can do snorkeling. Like, there's just so much to see there.
Only drawback was food options. Like,
yeah, food wasn't great.
Not much, apart from this place for lunch. Like, there's not many places that was great for food. That's the only thing, though.
And cafes, I think, as well. So after there, we went to Ipoh for
3 nights.
3 nights. And that was an interesting one, because the first day we arrived, we had a walk around and went to the old town, and like nothing was open, so we were like, okay, this is weird. So the next day we walked around town and kind of enjoyed it. We went round to the park, we walked down the river, I don't know, it was just like a bit of an odd...
I mean, we were like...
Yeah, it wasn't bad, it was just nothing like spectacular, like, oh my god, wow, this place is amazing. But then we did a day trip the next day, and that's where it actually got amazing. So we did, how many caves and things?
4, I think.
So there is a vlog, you can go and watch that. We went to 4 different caves. One of them had a lake, a bit like in Langkawi where it used to be a cave, it collapsed and then it filled up with water. So there's a lake kind of within a cave. There's like cave temples where it just looks like a cave from the outside. It reminded me of Vietnam a lot, actually, some of them as well, the first one in particular. Yeah. It's just like a big cave. You go inside and then there's loads of religious things like statues and paintings on the walls, and we walked up like 3 million steps to get to the top and had amazing views over Ipoh. But that reminded me of Vietnam because there was lots of limestone hills and rocks in the background, so that was really cool. And then we went to a couple of other ones. The second one you really liked.
I do not remember the name of the order at all, but one of them was spectacular inside. It was an actual cave, what I consider like a cave with like rock formations inside are very cool and old and stuff like that, you know, like stalagmite and stalactite, like doing cool things, and a bunch of altar and with just stuff in the middle, but it's a cool cave by itself, not just a religious spot. I think all of them were free. I don't remember paying for any of them, apart from the lake. But the actual caves, all of them were free, which is crazy. Like that would be like a 15 euro anywhere you go in Europe for maybe half of that sometimes. So that was really good. Yeah, we actually even just went from a place to the other using taxi, like Grab.
Yeah.
Going from a place to another, and yeah, highly recommend that. That was really, really, really good day.
And then the last one we went to was a temple that was kind of built into the rock, where there was two there, wasn't there, next to each other. They were like the last one was really colourful, really cool, like bright and fun and super interesting. It had like a reclining Buddha. It had just loads of just really, really cool places to walk around.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ipoh's a funny one. Definitely not. You don't have to stay a week there. Like I said, we stayed 3 nights.
Yeah, you could.
I don't think you have to see Ipoh town. I think.
The food was good. We had a couple of like.
Yeah, I had that papaya or popia or whatever it was called.
Like some kind of spring rolls. But yeah, no, I would say I spent 1 night or maybe 2, but no, the third one wasn't necessary.
Yeah. And then, so obviously after Ipoh, we went back to Georgetown, went back to Malacca, went back to KL, but we've already talked about all of that. So yeah, we actually really, really enjoyed Malaysia, and I think it was interesting because it's never really been high on my list of places to go. We ended up spending actually 17 hours in the Malaysian airport on the way to Sri Lanka, I think it was, or India, Sri Lanka, So we spent 17 hours in the airport and thought, we've never been here. I wonder if we ever would we ever come here? Yeah, why not? And then 2 months later or something, we ended up going to Malaysia for 3 months, and it was really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Really recommend it. I think it's, like I said, it's such an easy place to travel if you are new to Asia, if you're new to travel in general. Everyone speaks English. KL is such a big city where you can, like I said, Jeremy got his watch fixed. I bought a new Mac in Malacca.
Got my sunglasses.
You got new sunglasses actually as well. There's things like KFC, McDonald's, Subway, H&M, Zara.
All the convenience
Starbucks.
that you would need is there.
Yeah, very easy place to live. But in terms of, I don't know if I would recommend living in the city. I did enjoy visiting it for like a week or so, but really enjoyed just like the diversity of Malaysia in terms of having Malacca that's kind of cute and small and artsy. Then you've got KL that was like big city vibes, and then there's Georgetown that was artsy and historical and very beautiful and very easy to live in. There was Cameron Highlands that was kind of cold and strawberries and tea plantations and very green and hiking and waterfalls. And then Ipoh was the caves, and then Langkawi was like beaches, nature, island vibes. You really get a good variety of everything there.
And we only saw half of the country because we basically stayed on the west coast. We didn't go to the east coast where it's supposed to be like pristine beaches and stuff like that. We just didn't go because internet, according to reviews, it's not as reliable, so we didn't dare. But it's supposed to be stunning as well. Yeah.
So yeah, I really recommend Malaysia. Really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video. You got any final thoughts?
I might move there.
We might move there. I think we'll probably do a year. They do a year digital nomad visa, which I think could be fun, especially if we did 3 months here, 3 months, 3 months in 4 different places. I think could be good. But anyway, the next video we're going to be filming is talking all about the Malaysian finances, so how much we spent in 3 months in Malaysia. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. You can obviously go ahead and watch all the videos as well. There's a whole playlist called Malaysia. And then we are now in Bali, Indonesia, and I've started vlogging here as well, so you can stay tuned for Indonesian travel videos. We've also been to Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India.
Australia in the middle.
So there's loads of travel content on my YouTube channel, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you stick around for more, and have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.